love. We have people that love us. We're trying to make our way forward into a future that is increasingly hostile and uncertain, where we are buffeted about by great forces and events that we have no control over, that we don't understand, that seemingly come out of nowhere and then just whap us upside the head. One moment we're doing fine, we have a job, we have health insurance, we have a retirement plan. The next moment we're on the street. And finding a job becomes problematic, and we think you might want to try to start our own business, but then that's problematic too. So problematic, it's practically against the law. But anyway, we're here to talk about food, talk about GMOs, talk about Monsanto. And I think that the message that I have about food is, when it comes to food, you get what you pay for, and you get where you pay for it too. Because, you know, when you buy food at the supermarkets, you're paying for some pretty terrible things that go on, and not just the GMOs, but the way the animals are treated in the concentrated animal feeding operations. Every bit of burger in a grocery store comes from an animal that was sick when it went to the processing facility, and that's true of the poultry also. You know, the birds in those CAFOs are so miserable that they burn off their beaks, because if they didn't do that, they would peck themselves and each other to death. They load their feet with antibiotics. Our CAFO system is just a breeding ground for diseases and pandemics. You can forget about terrorism. The next pandemic is going to come out of a swine farm. You can bet your last dollar on that. So when it comes to Monsanto, Monsanto is a great threat to natural and organic agriculture. They want control over the seed supply. They want everyone to buy their seeds from them. They're perpetuating the insane notion that the problem with hunger in this world is the lack of food. The problem is not a lack of food. The problem is the politics and the economics. Every famine in the 20th century was not caused by an absolute lack of food. It was caused by evil politics and evil economics that kept people hungry for the benefit of somebody, because you can better believe that every one of those famines, there were people that made money on that deal and that profited by the use of coercion against people who all they wanted to do was grow food and eat. And if Monsanto had its way, they would be the source of seed, and that the future is, for them, is Monsanto, and the future for us is to be their serfs. And I personally am not willing to be a serf of Monsanto, and that's why, among other reasons, we started the Oklahoma Food Cooperative, because we wanted to make it easier for people to buy food directly from Oklahoma farmers. We wanted to make it easier for people to buy food that they can understand how it was produced. You can actually pick up the phone and call somebody that's producing your food and say, well, just exactly how do you farm your land? Just exactly how do you treat your animals? I know the first names of everybody who grew every ounce of meat that is in my freezer at home, and the same is true for the vegetables that are in the freezer and the refrigerator. And I'm able to do that because I shop at the Oklahoma Food Cooperative, or I go to the farmer's market, or I go to Urban Agrarian, or I go to Native Roots, all of which are stores right here in Oklahoma City that sell foods that were grown and made right here in Oklahoma City and that are free of genetically modified organisms. That is the only way that we're going to defeat this, because I think if we depend upon the national politics, or if we depend upon our state politics, we will grow old and die of strange and unusual diseases caused by GMOs in our food supply before our government does anything rational about it. I say that the best solution to Monsanto is bankruptcy, that we should just drive them right to the bankruptcy court where their company is just picked apart and sold off and just no longer exists in the